Bentley. No, Milan. No. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Oh my gosh, this is like the best part of my job. Oh my gosh, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. See, when I'm looking in and your names are popping up, I'm like, it is so very cool to see some of you. Oh my gosh, you've made my day. You've made my day. We usually have, I'm not camera. There we go. Okay. I am busy. Princess Milan has needed much attention today. Uh, my air condition is off in my upstairs, and she the only reason I run air is because of her. She's very temperature controlled, and she's been a girl dog all day long. And I keep trying to get her to go downstairs. I put her downstairs, and she comes back up. So I got to work. But anyway, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We have like 25 people signed up. So I'm hoping we'll see some more faces. But congratulations. Oh my gosh. How does it feel?
It
I'm
feels
gonna tell
good.
you. Uh,
Feels
did my
good.
voice go away?
Not yet.
I swear it really does. It does. You don't hear my voice forever. So we do this just to make me feel good. No, really, we do this to really share with other people. It'll be on YouTube to really tell you whether you came through individual tutoring, group tutoring, or just watch videos that it's worth the investment. It's really worth the investment. That if you invest in yourself and put me first, I only want you for 90 days. I don't want you forever. Just 90 days that you can get that stupid sheet of paper. Okay, well, you're my proof. When it said pass, did the heavens open up and giftings fall down? Like you're a better therapist now because you passed the exam? Is that what?
No.
It's a stupid sheet of paper. And I know that it was so hard to get, but now isn't it just a stupid sheet of paper? I know it's got your name on it and you're gonna hang it up when you get it. Now, some of you may so just depending on your state. So some of you, your testing is the beginning of getting your hours. For other of you, it's the end. So it really depends on your state and your license. So some people you get your license and then you earn your hours, and other people you get your hours and then you learn your license. So every state is different when it comes to that. Uh, I got my license in Florida about 1,000 million years ago, when dinosaurs were roaming the land. And you had to get your hours first. And once you took the test, you were officially licensed. So I got mine like a couple of weeks later. Actually, I did not pass the law test the first time I took the test. It was very transparent. The clinical exam I blew away, but in my state there was a jurisdiction test, and I failed the first time. So yeah. Okay, Tariq, you're the only man in the room, and boy, I'm sorry, I know you're a man. I don't mean to disrespect you, but you're younger than me, and you're rhyming my son. I just want to hug you and wrap my arms around you and say, oh, if you've heard me share his story, I will say to you when you get a reader, be careful because his reader fell asleep. His reader fell asleep. So, you get accommodations, you can get a reader. So, can you share with us what that was like, Tariq, the first time?
Oh yeah, I can. It was terrifying because this was not the first time me passing the test. So there's been multiple times that I've tried to test the test, and each time it's been fail and fail and fail. And then just I kept on sticking to it and kept on listening to Dr. Pam's voice over and over again, and just really going through individual sessions with her really helped me. And then when she fell asleep, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my test. Like you have to wake up, but we made it happen.
So I always say, if anything happens, you've got to let people know right away. Let the board know. Let the Milan. Really, really. I'm sorry. She is really a girl dog today. Okay. Tariq, can I, and I don't want to share too much, but that he has some medical issues, and the accommodations include a reader. He's an LMFT, by the way. So, and what state are you in? I want to say, where are you? Texas, maybe? Where are you?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Same thing, somewhere out west. Yeah, all those things. Same thing. And the first time really we had really studied, you were learning your theories so well, and 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 it was like even a passing conversation. Not He didn't even like call me and say she fell asleep. It was like in a passing conversation that she fell asleep. Like that's not normalized standard. It's standardized testing is everybody gets the same test and the same rules apply. So they finally, and correct me where I'm wrong here, they finally agreed to let you retest again. And because through no fault of your own, I didn't in not any additional charges for tutoring because it wasn't your fault she fell asleep. That's not your fault. And then it took what 6 to 8 weeks to get your results?
Um, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And during those 3 weeks, what were you doing?
I was just going to school, going to work.
Were you freaking out? I was freaking out. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Were you freaking out?
I was very anxious.
Very cool. And when you got your results, what did you think?
I was relieved. Like I'm done.
Yes. And this has been, and before you met me, this has been like a lifetime. This has been like since you finished school, like just trying to get this stupid sheet of paper.
Yes, like almost 5 years.
Yeah. My heart is so full. I always say, I feel like the Grinch when his heart grew like 3 sizes that day. Like, it's a stupid sheet of paper. And I was so mad at that woman. How dare she fall asleep? Does she not know who you are? What's wrong with her? So tell your future, your colleagues, your people that standardized testing is the fact. And if something goes wrong in your testing, that's not fair. It's not fair. If the power goes off, if the I had one person and the people beside them were like eating like KFC and smacking, and she's like starving and she's smelling like KFC and they're like smacking behind her. It's not okay. It's not okay. The whole goal of standardized testing is everybody gets the same environment. So share that with your friends, share that with your colleagues, with your own kids. It's not okay. Who else wants to brag? Come on down.
Well, I can brag.
Dasha, girl, you just passed like 5 minutes ago. You still wet behind the ears.
I did actually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Actually 2 days ago.
You guys, I told you, you right.
but
Okay,
but
are you a repeat offender? Were
yes,
you? Were
I
you a
took it
repeat offender?
once about a
Okay,
year
okay.
ago, and I procrastinated because I was scared.
I'll
No,
show them.
I
I ain't
felt
gonna take that
defeated.
test no more. I show them.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna. I.
yes, I felt so defeated. But I'm like, I knew I had to do it. I was determined to do it. So I think maybe like October, November. I think I spoke with you. Me and you had a one-on-one before, and you told me like, no, I told you I had a TBI, which affected my short-term memory.
Mhm.
So I was able to get accommodations with my doctor approved it, and it took about a month or so before they actually approved it. But so instead of them giving me 2 hours, they gave me an additional 4 hours.
Double
So I
time.
had, yeah, so I had additional 4 hours, and then I had a private room. So I started studying with Sarah in December, and right when I started studying with her, one of my nieces passed away from cancer. So I was like really devastated and emotional, but I'm like, okay, I got to do this. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. Got to keep going. So I was doing my, my sessions with Sarah, and then I was doing the group, and then 2 weeks after my niece passed, one of my cousins passed away.
Oh my goodness.
So I was devastated. I'm like, oh my God, again. So I had to get through that. And then on top of that, I was moving too. So as I was moving and packing and still having a full schedule of clients,
You
Two
try
and
to
a half.
listen to Dr. Pam every day.
I did every free moment I got, videos, the recording. I was listen. My guy, my fiance, like, oh my god, he like, let's go to the movies. I'm like, nope, I can't. I got to study. Let's watch a movie. Nope, I got to study. So, so everything was going to all my free time was going to studying. Then after my cousin passed away, 2.5 weeks later, a good friend of mine who I called a brother passed away. So within a matter of 6 weeks, I lost three people.
I'm so
So
sorry.
I was emotionally overwhelmed. I was drained, but I kept going. I kept going. So all during that, and I was still packing to move. So I moved, got moved, and still was studying. And I kept doing extra sessions. I kept paying for more sessions. I'm like, nope, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So I kept like, I need more. I need more time. I need more time. So I think I bought in like another two sessions with Sarah, and then I was still doing group, and I felt like I wasn't getting it. I'm like, nope, I need to do it again. I need to do it again because I know my short term memory is not that great. But I'm like, I'm not giving up. I'm determined. So when I finally got approved for the accommodations, and then I had to call because you know you can't when you got accommodations you can't do it online. You have to call. So I called and spoke with the lady, and so I live in the Illinois area, so the closest place to me was Schaumburg, and they didn't have anything until June. And I'm like, no, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till June. I don't want to wait. And then she's like, well, in display, she said, I said, that's pretty close. They didn't have anything to June either. Then she like, well, what about Chicago? I said, Chicago's like 30, 40 minutes from me. I said, I can do that. They didn't have anything to mid-May. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to wait that long. I feel like I'm able to do this. I want to do this now. She said, how far are you willing to travel? I said, wherever I have to go. I said, what about Indiana? What about Wisconsin? So she found some,
Wow.
yeah, so she found something
Girl,
in
you
Wisconsin.
wanted it bad. You wasn't
I,
waiting. You were like, I'll
I
go
didn't,
wherever you tell me to
yeah, I
go.
didn't want to wait because I felt like if I would have waited longer, you know, knowing my short term memory, I probably would have lost the information that I learned.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to wait. So she like, okay, the way they have the April 15th or April 30th. I was like, give me the 15th. I'll do April 15th. So I was debating or not, like if I should go the night before and spend a night there or just get up early in the morning and go. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go a whole different state away by myself. I know I wouldn't get no sleep. So I decided to. Sarah kind of told me, listen to Mozart. I did. And then, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't help. My anxiety was through the roof that night. It was through the roof. But I did. But I listened anyway. It took me a bubble bath, and I went to bed. I was supposed to go to bed at 10, but I didn't go to bed till 11:30. I still couldn't sleep. I got maybe 2 hours of sleep because I was restless. I got up 4:30 that morning. No, took me another shower and got ready, and it was raining that morning. I'm like, okay, I got to go. I got there in an hour and a half, and on my way there, I listened to a couple of your videos, and then I kind of talked to ChatGPT too. I'm like, okay, tell me about super. No, tell me about no RABT. No. So I was having it quiz me while I was driving, and I had
I
to
like
like,
it.
yeah, and I had like 30 minutes before I got. So I sat there, and ChatGPT kind of talked to me the whole time. I'm like, okay, you got this. I said, no, tell me about my nutrition. Tell me about structural family therapy. Tell me about strategic. Just trying to freshen up my memory, and I got in and got there. I had on jewelry, so they made me take off my bracelet. The lady helped me because I had a
The
Pandora bracelet.
glasses on the spinny thing.
They did. I'm like, oh my God. I take my glasses out to the lady, like, you won't believe the stuff that we get. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I had to do the palm print thing.
All up in your weave, trying to check your
Yeah, I had to
hair,
put my
making sure
yeah.
there's nothing in there.
I'm like, really? She like, yes. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. She like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm nervous. And I asked her, I said, can I talk to myself? She said, yeah, you got a private room. I'm like, okay, good. So I went in. I'm like, my anxiety was still killing me. I'm like, okay. I wrote down everything I knew on the pad that they gave me, everything I could think of. I wrote it down, and then I put my favorite scripture on there, which is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I kept telling myself, okay, like, okay, you can do this, you can do this. And I talked myself through, and I went through the tutorial, and then the time was up, and then I started. I'm like, okay, you can do this. You got this. You got this. I heard you in my head, and I heard Sarah too. Okay, Tosh, you know, you got to read through, eliminate the two. You know, it's not the correct answer. So that kind of definitely process of elimination helped me a lot. So I did it. Got through the first half. I still wasn't sure. I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I was failing. So,
Good.
so I took
That's
my
why I
break.
always say if you feel like you're passing, you're probably not.
Yeah, I felt like I was failing, but I remember Sarah told me, take a break. She said, I know you're probably going to be anxious, but take that break. So I took my break after the first 100. I went to the bathroom. I walked up and down the hallways and looked out the window, just just looking around. So I went back in the room, and then I had like 4 minutes left, but I took my 4 minutes. I didn't go in. I didn't start early. I took the 4 minutes. I stretched. I talked to myself. I went over the stuff that I wrote down, and then when time is up, I finished. I did the other 100 questions, and I was nervous. I got what I did. I remember what you said when I flagged the question. I went back, but I'm like, you know what? I think it was only like I think the second half I flagged maybe like 15 or 20 questions. I wasn't sure. But when I went back and checked, I only changed two. I like the rest of them. I'm leaving alone. I'm not gonna
You
change it.
change your answers. Don't tell me. Don't
Yep,
know. I'm gonna hunt you
I
down and
didn't.
kill you.
I
I know where
didn't.
you all live. You
Right,
signed up on my platform. I know your address.
right. So I
Anybody, honestly,
didn't.
has anybody changed a lot of questions? You're pastors now. You're in my winter circle.
No,
Did you change a lot of answers?
I did not. 'Cause I remember you saying that. So I
No,
didn't.
no.
I heard you. I heard you. You were in my head. Like, don't you change that. So I didn't.
I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you is the rest of it. Okay, I
So
know where you live.
right. So I didn't. Finally got done, and I got done in 5 hours. I had a total of eight, but I felt
Okay,
like okay. I felt like I'm good.
good,
I needed
good.
that extra time. I'm glad I had it. So I got done, and the lady came. I had to do my palm print scan again. She like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I'm nervous." So I'm like, "I don't know." So I went back in the front, and lady helped put my jewelry on. She had me put my bracelet back on. She had me put my necklace back on, and then she said my results, upside down. I'm like, "You got
They
this.
give
You
it
got
to you.
this.
They
You
all
got this."
smile, right? They give it like this.
Yeah.
Flaps.
Yep, they did that and turned it upside down. And
Yes.
then and I told myself, I like, I can't be here forever, so let me just turn this over. And I turned it over, and I'm looking. I saw the pads. I screamed. I was so excited. It was like I felt it was like this release just
Yeah,
lifted off of me.
absolutely. 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 I've had clients call me and say, "Are you sure it says pass?" They go back to the person at the desk. "Is this my name? Are you sure it's me?" So
Yes,
it's my pastor party. So I get to share. I'm going to share my religious beliefs. If we believe in a Holy Spirit or a good spirit, we have to believe in a bad spirit, right? We can't have the good without the bad. Those are just facts. If
right.
you passing your test, the 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 devil wouldn't bother you if it didn't matter.
Yes.
I'm just going to be very transparent of how my belief system. If you didn't matter, all that stuff wouldn't happen. You're
No,
you're
I believe it.
forced to be reckoned with. This sheet of paper is about to change lives,
Yes.
lives. And if it didn't matter, that the devil wouldn't mess with you.
I believe
And
that
that's my personal
wholeheartedly.
belief. So life happens, but y'all find it happens right when you're trying to do
Yes.
something to change the world and be different and do what you think God's called you to do. I didn't call it to my Friday night sermon. I'm sorry, but I have to tell you
Mhm.
that's really my belief system. If I didn't matter, he wouldn't mess with me.
Yeah, the
If I
devil won't
didn't
work so
matter,
quick.
things wouldn't
Yeah.
things wouldn't happen. But you matter. You're put on this earth to walk out that path and change the world. And I'm reeling back in my Friday night sermon. I'm sorry, okay. But anyway, that is my belief system. Whether you believe in my God or whatever God you believe in, a higher power, that you have known since the day you were born that you were supposed to make a difference. You've known
Yeah.
that. And you
Yes.
might not have known that it meant here, but you've known. First of all, you're nosy as I'll get out, aren't you? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we I investigative. If you're a career person, we ask questions. We want to know. But you have known since the day that you were born that you could remember that you were supposed to be a world changer. Anybody disagree with that? You might have taken the path differently, but you knew this is what you were supposed to do.
Yes.
And again, my job is to help you get that sheet of paper because you're world changers. You're amazing people. And I'm so honored. And I work with the smartest people ever, ever, ever. Um,
Mhm.
um, Rosalind, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm late because I was coming from work.
I don't hear you. Is that just me, guys? You hear her okay?
No, she's kind of low.
She's
Oh,
low. I can hear her, but
yeah.
she's
Check
low.
your microphone, Rosalind. But Tasha, what was your score?
My score,
108.
Okay, thank you. Keep it in my normal range. If you scored 127 on NC, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me because I need you to keep it in my normal range.
now
I still can't. Do you have your microphone? Just check where your sound is coming from.
coming from
I mean, you're closer to your mic.
No, it's from my desktop. I have the sound all the way
Okay,
up.
you're better.
So
When you scoot it in, that's much better. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Tired, but doing good. Yeah.
And tell us about your test. Were you surprised? Was it harder, easier? What? You took it once.
Right. Yes.
Yes. One
So
and done.
one and done. I midway through, I was convinced I was failing, and so I relaxed because if you
Cussing out Dr. Pam. I spent all that damn money and I can't pass this test. It was under your breath. All y'all was, wasn't you?
I
I know
did
you was. It's okay. I can feel
relax,
it.
I knew I was going to fail, so it didn't matter. So I just answered the questions because it didn't matter. I already knew that I wasn't going to pass. So when I finished and I went up to the desk and I saw a piece of paper there and I knew it was mine, but it was face down. And I said, is that whether I passed or failed? And she said, what, did you go pick up your stuff already? And I said, no, not yet. She said, well, oh, go do that. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I ran to the locker, got the stuff, ran back, and she handed it to me. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I see pass. And I looked up at her and I was like, I passed. And there was a woman standing there because she was waiting to take a test. And I looked at her and I go, I passed. And then every person I saw on my way out, I went, I passed. I still don't, I thought it was going to be an albatross around my neck. I'm gobsmacked. I still don't believe, I still sometimes walk around going, I passed because I'm shocked. And so I got a 91 was passing and I scored a 115.
Fine.
I
If you guys have been with me, a group or an individual, you know, I want you to pass. But what happened is my third year of business, we changed the norm. So when I first started, I would say to you, if you score, I promise you, if you score 95 to 100, you'll pass. I promise you. I would bet my house on it. I really would have. I did. And then what happened is when we really started tutoring, we had people averaging like 127 and 30. Well, no, we can't. No, we can't do that. No, 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 no. We need to reel that back in because we don't need an average. It was 103 that year. It was 103 was the average, and it's never been that high, and it'll never be that high again. We just want you to pass. We don't want you to pass good. Okay,
no,
just
I just wanted to pass.
115 is great. Of a 91, you scored like
90,
10,
91 was passing
115.
and
You
yeah.
scored 20 points, almost 20 points
No, it was
over the
90. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
yeah, you did. Okay.
And it was funny because the last time I tutored with you, I was a mess and you were like, you'll be fine. And I didn't believe you because what do you know?
Not nothing. I have been doing this every day, every hour for 10 years. I know nothing. I just pull it out of my butt every time
But I did what you said and what I think Tasha was saying when I got there, because I got the extra 2 hours and I got a
Yeah.
private room and I sat there and I looked around and I was like, I'm here. I never thought I'd be here either. And then I started. And then I was convinced I was going to be back numerous times, but it didn't happen. And you are the reason it didn't happen that way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love what I do. And we're honestly, we're research based. When we do things like this, when I interview you individually, when I go back and I say, what did we not teach you? It's really research. I really, really want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And if we did something wrong, call me out all day, every day. I own it. I own it. It just makes us better. It just makes us better. We are good. If there are things you saw on the test that I've never taught you, let me know. Sometimes they're going to be questions in the future, and that just means I need to make sure that we expand our repertoire. But you're what makes us so good because you say, Dr. Pam, you never told me about this. It may hurt my feelings in a minute. I ain't gonna lie, I'm human, but it makes my company better, and I appreciate that. Oh, let's see here. I see Arion's from Alabama, and she's this Alabama, right?
Hi.
She's like,
Yes.
Dr. Pam, I ain't never gonna pass this test. I can't, girl. I can't pass this test. And you are the cutest little thing ever. And I know
Thank
you're
you.
a grown ass woman, but you
I
still remind me
am.
of like a little kid. And I know
Yes.
you're grown. Got your own
I'm
place, got
I'm
your own job.
26. Yes.
Okay, but
Yes.
you look 12 and you're my kid's age. So I just want to like hug you and like squeeze you.
Oh, I want to hug you too, Dr. Pam.
Okay, so when we met Dr. Pam, I can't do this. And Josh didn't have this on his test.
We always talk about Josh.
And I like Josh. I told you I'm okay with him. I just don't think they're always as accurate as the tests. I don't think the
Yeah.
purple book is accurate as the test. So, and you can fight me all day long. I don't mind you sharing your opinion, girl. You a passer. You can say whatever you want to me.
Look, I'm glad I didn't go with Josh. Let me just say that. No offense, but I wouldn't have passed. I remember I was like doing his little program thing, and I was like, I'm gonna
Now,
do
hold on. I want to
this.
say this. I didn't do this to badmouth any other tutor ever. Please know that.
Yeah,
That
no,
is not my goal ever. It is not
no,
my goal. I want you
yeah,
to
because I
know that I
mean,
want you
like,
to pass and not waste your money.
right,
That's a
and
really big deal to me. Okay, so I'm not trying to badmouth anybody.
no, of course, like he's great. It's just that that program was not going to work for me, but I didn't know that. And so whenever I was studying, I wasn't retaining anything. But I was like, I'm going to do his program, and then Dr. Pam's going to teach me one on one. So then whenever you were teaching me and I didn't know anything, I said, oh. So then I started freaking out because I'm like, I don't have enough time. And I literally had a month left to study. And you were like, you're going to be fine, but I need all of you though, like if you trust me. And I called my dad and I was like, look, I'm just gonna go all in with Dr. Pam. And he was like, do it. He was like, she's black. And I was like, I know. And so
That's all that matters, right?
he was like, she knows, like how, it is and stuff, and like she can relate to you. So like I trust her and you should trust her and like just go for it. And I was like, okay. So then I dropped Josh's program and I started learning how to answer the questions, and then I passed. Squalled my eyes out in the testing room, like they thought something was wrong with me, like hyperventilating, like, and they're like, "Are you okay?" Like I was like, I passed," and they're like, "Congratulations!" Walked out, called my family, like we were all on FaceTime, crying, couldn't talk, and like my family was so happy for me. Like I cried off like so much, and still every day I think about how I passed. Like it does not cross my mind. By the way, guys, it took me 3 times to pass this test.
Only one time with me, just so you know. Repeat
Yeah,
offender, repeat offender.
the
She owns
first time,
every book out there, every like all y'all, every piece of material. I'm gonna buy the purple book, the green book, the blue book. I own all. You're not the only one. Everybody in this room bought every piece of material out there. And if you didn't buy it, somebody gave it to you.
I was
Yes,
lucky.
every piece of material, but you still didn't know crap. Okay, you just
I
didn't.
was really lucky. In the very beginning, someone told me about you. So I went straight, I just went straight to your channel because they said, yeah, and because I knew I learned by listening, and so I knew reading wasn't going to do it for me. So I've been studying with you. We've been friends for 2 years. You didn't even know that.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah. No.
You walk with me almost every afternoon. I don't know why you don't remember.
Okay. Let me get it right. Namaya, after 15 weeks, did I get it close?
Naima.
Naima, damn, I'm sorry. 15-week prep course. And every week I'd say, remind me how to pronounce your name. I've got to get it right. I truly believe names matter, and don't shorten it for Americans. That's a really big deal for me. If your mother named you, Americans need to learn. I need to learn. I had it written down. It's like phonetically. Okay. So after I have messed up your name after 15 weeks, you still came
And
back.
so I still kept coming.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I told you I'm used to it. It's been since elementary school. I'm used to it.
Yes. And you're also
Um
12. Okay, maybe 13. Okay. You just look so young.
I wish I was told. I really did. Less I wouldn't have been stressing about this test if I was
Uh-huh.
12.
So
Um
you were in my prep course. Did you take
yeah.
additional sessions after the prep course?
I did. So because the course with you ended in like December. And you felt like we weren't like 100% ready, like we needed a little bit more
Mhm.
time. So I overthink. So I was like, what does that mean? Like how much time? Does that mean a month? Does that mean 2 months? Like this like how much more time? So I just made sure I really honed in because I know you said in one of your videos, like it's really important to know the human growth and development, the helping relation, because it's the biggest bulk of it, and obviously be ethical. So I was like, let me just really pour into those. And then I booked two individual sessions, like getting closer to my test date.
Who'd you
And
see?
I forgot her name. Sorry, I passed like 2 months ago, so I don't remember.
Oh, that came. I forgot all about y'all
Um,
now. I'm licensed. I don't even remember. I showed up tonight because I ain't got nothing else better to do.
I forgot. But she was
It's
super
quite.
sweet and she was super helpful.
It is
She
quite
was
all right.
great.
That's all we want. We ain't lifetime partners. All we want you is for is 90 days. This is
Yeah.
not a lifetime relationship. Taking your test is not a 10-year commitment. It really is not.
And believe my
We
whole
just
family
want
is
you for
thankful that I don't have to listen to you
that's what I said.
anymore.
When they hate me, you get the pat. You've done. When everybody in your family, oh. So,
But I was so happy when I passed. Like when I was,
and,
because I did take your advice. I did do the accommodations for the extra
yeah.
time. They gave me the double time. So I did have the extra room and everything. I made sure I brought a snack because I remember you said that someone brought snacks. So I brought snacks. I brought water with me for in between. So when I went into the testing room, um I saw like a group question. I'm like, all right, let me write everything about group. I saw a family one writing everything. I feel like just started as I saw stuff, I just brain dumped. And I prayed a lot because I was stressed out. So it was lots of prayer. I wasn't allowed to bring a picture, so I did like affirmations like on it too. So I kept like when it was getting stressful, I was like, all right, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I got this, I matter, like in between. Um, but yeah, like after I finished everything and I took all my breaks and I had my little snack, I left the room shaking. When they handed me the paper, I didn't want to look at it initially, so I waited till I got in the car because I'm like that way if I cry in private. No one has to see me
Oh,
cry.
you ain't gonna have no scene like other people in front
No,
of everybody, like breaking
I didn't
down.
want it all world star. I'm like, we're not gonna put me on world star. Like, we're not doing that. And then I
Okay,
opened it
hold on,
up
hold on.
and I
If you're old, could you explain World Star to people that are older than
oh my
25?
World Star is like a website that they like send out different random like usually ghetto videos on there. That's usually
Yes.
typically
Yeah.
what's
I've
on there.
never seen one, but I've heard about it. I was
Okay.
watching a a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and the girl kept saying, and he was trying to put me on World Star. And I'm like, what is that? So of course I have to Google it because I did not know what it was. So translate for the older population. So what was your score?
I got a 105.
Whew, I can live with that.
Yeah.
What did you need?
It was it was like a 90, I think it was like a 94 or something like that. Yeah, 90.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're good.
And I know it's been time. Um, and we actually we usually do podcasts with people. I just don't have time. I'm so busy with my clients. We put podcasts on hold because we really you get to know you and interview you separately. I just don't have time right now. But anything I should have done differently, be honest. I like the criticism. It makes me a better tutor and makes my coaches better. What should I have done differently? What should I have taught you differently? Anybody. I'm okay with that. I might cry later. It's already passed, doesn't matter.
I enjoyed your shorts. I sometimes I guess my name is Sharon and I passed in February. However, when I went I did my 15 weeks with Coach Jen, which was great.
Uh-huh.
But however, because my last session was I was in Poland and I've been traveling, so I my mind was just too full. However, when I started watching your videos at home, the shorts really helped me, the specificness, because sometimes all the other stuff gets lost in translation. We put so
Hmm.
much in our minds that too much information is really too much information, but your shorts were very specific to the point, and that really helped me out. That was more or less my transition and preparation for the actual test. And I finished in July, but then I was doing a lot of traveling. And so when I got back from all my traveling in January, that's when I realized I need to get this taken care of. And so therefore, I was able to set up a date in February. However, I was so compelled, like in the nighttime, I'd roll over if I need to go use the restroom. I was always doing one of your tapes, but I just wanted you to just to be specific so I can just listen,
To
grasp it,
that specific title.
chew on it for a little bit, and go to the next one. And that was very helpful.
Very cool. Why were you in Poland?
Oh, my daughter at that time, she was in Poland. And so I went over for a few weeks with her in the summer. And then my son and
What was
daughter-in-law
your
live in
daughter doing in
Atlanta.
Poland?
I'm
I'm
sorry.
a world traveler, and I know that
Oh,
you tripled the black population in Poland. So,
yes, we did. Yes, we
like,
did.
why were you in
She
Poland?
she works for HRC here in Fort Knox, Kentucky. I live in
Okay.
Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and we're just south of Fort Knox. And so she works for HRC. So I had an
What
opportunity to
does
go
that
for a
mean?
year. Oh, that's the hub of the Army. Everything, Secret Service,
Military.
everything
Okay.
is underground, and it's
Gotcha.
Fort Knox. Yeah,
Yes,
Fort
I'm a
Knox.
world traveler, and I
Uh-huh.
love the world. I am not a fan of upper European countries. I'm just not because I want to travel where people look like me. If I want to
Exactly.
stay with white people, I just stay in America. So,
We were definitely a rarity. We went from we were in Poland and Germany for that time, and you're right, we are somewhat considered well, definitely the minority. But it was a
my
wonderful time. Yes.
Yeah, my son and his wife were married in Germany. They lived
Hmm.
in
Oh, okay.
Switzerland. They were married in Germany. And I get you
Uh-huh.
guys know I traveled the world. I'm leaving for Panama in about a month. I'll be living in Panama for about I'm going to go there for 3 months. So I'm trying to find a place maybe to live. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I just want to travel and I own a business that I can work online. And I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I'll be
exactly.
working from Panama and I don't know. I may be in Puerto Rico because I have a coach that lives there. And I'm just saying that might be easier because Evelyn lives there. I want to say I have two people in the group that were clients. And remember, we hire from within. We don't pick everybody. We don't pick everybody. We're very careful who we pick. I've got two clients tonight, Evelyn and Renee, that were clients and now are currently coaches. And Evelyn and I love you. I love you. I've known after you're 13. You're okay. You maybe you're 15. You're still like so young.
I love
Evelyn
you.
passed online, so I didn't meet her. She sent an email because she'd passed online, and a lot of people passed totally online and have never met me. But in she sent this great email. And I said, I want to meet her. I just want to meet her. So we did our little podcast thing, and it's great if you're on the paid channel. You know, you can get it, but you can't get it for free because we got to make money. And amazing. Have you ever met somebody that just you just kind of know that you know that you know? And so Evelyn works with us, and she lives in Fort. She was able to take the test in Spanish. And I just so impressed with her. I begged her to work for us. And I'm like, please. And she had not coached before. And Evelyn, you're here. So you from the coaching side to the client side to the coaching side, what advice do you have for people that are watching in the future?
Hi, good night, good evening to all of you. It's nice to be here.
Hold on.
Um,
It's what time is it? 6:40. Buenas tardes. I've had
buenas,
6 Spanish lessons, guys. Six. Okay.
okay. Buenas tardes a todos. Buenas tardes a todos.
uh yes.
Uh,
See.
uh, on Spanish, but no, it's been a ride. First of all, when you send me that you wanted me to be a part in a podcast, I was like, oh my God. I answered a month later because I was thinking about it. And I felt nervous because I didn't I my a friend of mine told me, look, let's take the test. You could pass it. I recommend you listen to this Dr. Pam. You're gonna love it. And we just listen and listen and listen. What I did was, since I'm in my test is in Spanish, well, I would watch her videos and put this caption in Spanish so I could relate some words because some words are very technical and you have to, if you learn Spanish, you have to know it in Spanish better than in English. So I'm learning both languages. And when I passed, I did the same, what mostly of all of you did. They gave me the paper. I'm like, what is this? Is this what I see it says? Is it really say I passed? I had to do that. But every time I was listening to Dr. Pam's voice here, and I would listen and I would listen, that's what I was hearing, Dr. Pam. And I didn't have a session with her or anything. It was just listening to the videos, and it was great. I learned a lot, and I recommend to learn to right now I'm coaching a bilingual, and what I recommend is what I did, to look at the videos and to put on the caption in Spanish. And it's been really nice, and I'm happy. My husband says you found at last what you were made for, your purpose. And I'm like, yes, I love it. I love it. I've been learning a lot. I recommend all of you to keep on, no matter what, and no matter age either. Just keep on. You'll make it. I passed the first time, and I'm glad I did, but you keep on. You just keep on until you do it. Okay? And listen to Dr. Pam, whatever she says.
Yeah.
I think, again, I thank you all for listening to me. I also thank you for, again, listening to what your higher power told you to do. Trusting that you were meant to be different. You weren't carved out of the normal cloth. Other people don't go in a profession where they hear people's bad stories all day long. You realize that, right? There are people that are like, that go and build buildings and make crap ton of money, and they don't have to check their feelings at the door. Right? We have to check our feelings at the door because what we say and what we do and what we feel affects other people's lives. Not everybody is made for this. We know that, right? We know that we were chosen for this. And I don't want you to ever forget that, because no matter down the road how far you go, and you will go far and you'll make a crap ton of money. And just remember me, because I do take expensive gifts, just so you know, in case you're not sure. Yeah. So, and if 10 years from now, when you're making $100,000, you want to remind that I take expensive gifts, my address won't change. Just so you know. But honestly, I think sometimes when you're in school and you're trying to pass the test, you forget how great you are. And I always want you to remember how great you are. You were great before you met me. You were lousy test takers. Let's face facts. You did not pass the test, but you were great before you met me. It's my honor that you chose me, but you were already great. You were already destined to change the world. And the sheet of paper just helped you get where you were supposed to be. And again, where I think God ordained you to be. And those are my beliefs. That's truly what I believe. And I thank you. I thank you for answering the call. I thank you for trusting me, because I don't look like the old guard. I'm not an old white man. And we all know that's the hat you have to wear for any test you take. You do that. Those are the facts. Those are just the facts. Um, I don't think in my lifetime it'll change. I'll be very honest with you. I'm 60. I don't think the test will change that different. But for my 12-year-olds, because y'all brought 12, you're my changers. You're the ones that are going to see the changes that are really going to change what it takes to become a professional and change who we study. That's who we study is old white men. And in the future, it's not always going to be that way. But it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
May I just add a
Okay.
few things here,
Please,
if you don't mind?
please.
I just want to add this because in speaking of this right now, please keep in mind here I am a 75-year-old woman.
Damn,
I
you look, girl. Woo!
Clock it.
My heart, I got some hopes, okay?
Because Evelyn, I'm really glad when you said age doesn't matter. I consider myself a senior citizen Esther because I really believe that I have been chosen for such a time as this. Although I went to the corporate world for years, not to say everything, but I was in the corporate world for many, many years, and I fought my calling for a long time. However, when I decided to redirect myself here, to Kentucky because my daughter and her family, being a Black female in Kentucky, in a red state, the company that in which I'm with, the region where I am, I'm a school-based therapist. I am the only Black female. So in everything that I do, I'm always, my son says, "You're the raisin mom in a glass of milk," everywhere I go. My school base, my children, the diverse, because we're near a military base, of course, I get a lot of military children. The diversity is there. However, you have to learn how to accommodate, assimilate for the culture, and the culture really varies here in Kentucky. So therefore, you're right. And this is so interesting. My supervisor, a white male in Southern Kentucky, I was talking to him about Dr. Pam. And so one day he has another supervisee that was wanting to take the start studying. And he says, "Now, who was that person sharing that you start listening to?" And I thought, how interesting. I'm going to tell this white man about my Black ambiance, Dr. Pam. And so so your name is out there with Cumberland Family Medical Center. I've been telling everyone about you, and I'm very proud, and I did one and done, and that was my prayer. My prayer was, Holy Spirit, your word says you will bring back to my remembrance everything that I studied, and he honored that. So I just want to say it's really been a blessing.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. That's my prayer. I really pray that the information comes flows freely from you, from your schema, your brain to your fingertips. You know it. You do know it. You do know it. And when you start with me individually and then you watch my videos, I tell you, I don't make you a better therapist. All I want you to do is know the words that you do already every day. That's all I want you to do is know. I want you to walk in on Monday after a session with me, like you know some big old words. She said assimilation, accommodation. Look at that. She knows some cultural terms. Ethnic and even allo and autoplasty. That's all I want you to know is walk in like, look at me. I know some stuff.
Yes. And Dr. Pan, to
Go
piggyback
ahead.
on what
Lanvia,
Sharon Lanier.
Lanya. Oh, the
Yeah,
Y, the V. Girl, I'm trying to learn Spanish. Okay. In Spanish, the V. Go
that's a
ahead.
why. Yes, that's a why.
Yes, it is.
Just to piggyback off what Sharon said, like everyone knew you. I chose you, or I decided to follow you because I would ask everybody while I was in school. I graduated in December. How are you
What school?
studying? Thomas University.
Where's that?
It's just an online K prep school in Georgia. It's in Georgia. I'm in
Is
Georgia.
it South Georgia?
It's South Georgia. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thomasville. It's in
Yeah.
Thomasville.
Yep, 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 yep. I actually, anyway, yes, so I taught social work for many years in North Georgia, and we have affiliation as a social work professor with the South Georgia location. So yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
go ahead. Very
So
cool.
everyone I asked, they was like, "Well, I've been following Dr. Pam." So then I was looking up your videos, and I was like, and then I just finally joined. And so that was in December. I scheduled my test for February 28th, and I just kind of what I loved about it was like the structure. It was like if you study for 3 hours a day, if you study for 3 months, yada yada yada, you can pass it. So I had Coach Latoy, and so I was there. I was every day studied your videos were just so helpful because sometimes in class I couldn't get it fully, but then I would just listen to whatever it was, and I got it, like how you explained it. So I appreciate you like having all the videos for every specific, almost for everything. And so I thought when I got to the test that I was just going to answer every question like this. When I got the first question, I wanted to cry because I said, I don't know any word in the sentence. Like it was just
Damn,
foreign.
I paid all that money to Dr. Pam,
No,
and I can't pass this test, and I'm like,
that's
I
not
want
what I
my
said.
money back.
No, because I'm a believer. And I said, Holy Spirit, you need to walk me through this test. And I remember that you said that who the test is made for. And
Yes.
so, and so all that stuff, I believed. I paid all that money. I'm gonna believe every word was said. How about that? And so I took the next question was foreign. I could just feel my body crying and starting to feel up with anxiety, but I just kept going. And when I got to the 100th question, it was still shaky. And I said, I remember them saying, "Go take a break." So I took a break, came back, and the questions became a little bit more familiar. I appreciate you saying X out the two,
Mhm.
eliminate the two. I appreciate you saying that it's not a trick question. You
It's
just have
not.
to read it. You kept saying read it. So I read everything And at the end, I've never felt what anxiety felt like, but I felt anxiety at the end of the day. I was numb. I couldn't look at the person. He was making jokes. I looked, it said pass. I still couldn't believe it. But I think it was just, listening to the videos over and over and over that helped me. But it was crazy because those questions were different. They were definitely, you said that, I guess, another thing you said, if we're at this level, master's level, they expect us to be able to understand the questions in a
We do.
different kind of
They
way.
do. They do. You have a postmaster's degree. So
Yeah.
the assumption is you have a very huge vocabulary. So even like now, my closed caption is on. It's always been on for when my kids are going up watching TV. Every session you have with me, the closed caption is on. And like Evelyn said, if you need to change the language, it's okay. You can't change it here because it changes for everybody. But definitely, if to change the language, it's a reading test. Remember, IQ is based on vocabulary. So, and you guys
Mhm.
all know that now because you have to have a huge vocabulary to understand. I was working today, I was writing down a list. The word disheveled. Disheveled means, okay, I know y'all, none of y'all ever done this, but let's pretend that Dr. Pam didn't make it home until the next day. Maybe she was out, had a date, and had a 10 o'clock session, and her clothes are all wrinkled, right? Because she's a hot mess. That's disheveled. Okay, just so you're clear, because by 10 o'clock, you might see me that way. No, no, not me. Other people, you might. So disheveled means your clothes are a hot mess. That's what it means. That morning you throw up and everything is wrinkled, and that's what it means. And little things like that. That is a clinical term for the MSc, but it's disheveled is not a clinical term. It's just a vocabulary word. And a lot of we do is teach you vocabulary because a lot of those test questions assume that you have postgraduate, upper middle class English, not British English, American English vocabulary. Because if you learned British English, we've got idioms that make no sense if you learned British English. So most definitely. So we spend a lot of time really trying to help you understand vocab because it's important. And again, the test is, I didn't write the test. They won't let me write it. I do write test questions for other tests. I do, but the LPC will not let me because I'm not an LPC. I don't ever pretend to be. I'm not. No. So what was your score?
I guess it was 106 because it says
I guess it
106
was
out of
106.
160. Because
I guess.
I see two areas. One says counselor work behavior area, and it says 106 out of 160, and then K-CREP
Uh-huh.
areas. So,
Yeah. When it
so
says
I
pass, it said you needed this to
did.
get this score. What did you need?
It doesn't. Oh, I needed a 90.
Yeah,
I
it's
needed a
there. It's
90.
there. It's don't act like
Yeah,
it's not
and
there.
needed. It
And
says
she
I
scored
needed a score
106.
required to pass.
106 minus 90 means you scored how many points over? That'd be
About a
16.
16.
Yes, it would be.
Mhm.
Okay. Good score. Stay right there. Don't ever please. If you just stay right there, it makes it so well for me. Okay. Joseph just came in. Joseph, you speak for every white man in the United States, right?
Yes, it's a great responsibility and honor.
That's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Little
Wait,
bit.
wait. I'm broaching. I'm bringing up the elephant in the room. So I know you're from group. So did you tutor
Mm.
individually with somebody?
Let's
If you say me,
see.
I'm going to choke myself. But not
No,
me.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
I did not.
And maybe you did tutor
Geez.
individually. I just know you from group.
No, no,
But
no, I didn't. It was with Coach Jasmine.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was
You know,
great.
she
She
got her
was awesome.
doctorate. She got her
Really?
doctorate last weekend. Yep.
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah. She's my
super
friend.
happy for her.
Me
She's super
too. Me
nice.
too. Yeah. She's going to be teaching. She applied for the University of Alabama to teach. So
Uh-huh.
here's what happened is if you live in my state or close to me, and I love to cook. So if you live in my state, you can tutor at my house. I cook, come over, I'll tutor at my house. That's how we met. She was tags and tests. And we were here friends for, again, she tutored, she passed, and I hired her. We were friends for a couple of years. And then she wanted to go get her doctorate degree. I don't know what's wrong with her. But in the last 3 years, she's got her doctorate degree. So now she's looking for a job to teach in school in Alabama. So she's
Really?
amazing. She's
Cool. That's
so amazing.
awesome.
She really is. Okay, so tell me, speak for all white men.
Okay. Well, what would you like to know?
Tell me about your test. Did we
Oh,
prepare you?
yes, better than I thought, apparently. So she, first of all, like you both were like super awesome. And then I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little intimidated to like sign up for an individual session. So I'm just gonna stick to group and like hide in the back. And then the whole thing, and like you forced me to like come out and like, you say something. And so I'm like, okay. And so it kind of got me in the rhythm. And then probably like, gosh, a month out. It was my test was February 20th. So like around Martin Luther King Day-ish, I'm like, hey, it's crunch time. Maybe I need to just bite the bullet and sign up for individual sessions. And it was like, and your staff was great too, because like I had a wonky schedule and I couldn't get someone like on consistent days or consistent times because of kids or jobs or all the things. And so finally they're like, hey, what about Jasmine? She can do this time. I'm like, yes.
I
Okay,
think she
that's
teaches, doesn't she teach on Sunday? She's one of the
yeah,
few our
Sundays.
staff
Uh-huh.
members that has a regular open on Sunday. And
This,
normally I don't know staff schedule. She's my friend. So I know
yeah,
she's
she
openings
did.
on Sundays.
She was willing to do Sunday afternoons. I feel like I'm like that was her last lot because it was like maybe it was like 4 to 5, and then I don't know. I just maybe I was her last lot, maybe I wasn't, but because it seemed like she was more like calm, like how sometimes maybe in the morning you're like geared up, hyped up, ready to go. But it was cool because that's like what I respond to better, teaching wise, and I loved her, but like whiteboard, and so that really helped. And we went over all like the first session. She's like, and I told her I was like, hey, sorry, my test is like coming up really soon. And so she's like, all right, let's hit what you know, and did like a little summary session. And I thought I didn't do great, but then she was like, you know a lot of stuff. I'm like, I do. And then she's like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, Dr. Pam got in there somehow. Um, and then went over that stuff in the next session. And she used the whiteboard to like kind of, I was like, all right, this is what we need to hone in on. And then I was, about this point, we're like a week out from the test. I'm like, hey, I think I'm struggling with like statistics and research. She's like, okay. And she sent me a document and then links to a couple of videos. And then, but like the document was like, and I told her when I emailed her, thanking her, like the document was like, I think covered the gap because I read it. I didn't do the normal strategy of like, hey, study up to maybe the day I'd take 24 hours off just to kind of refresh because I was, a little nervous. And so morning of, I picked a later test time, probably around like gosh, I can't even remember now, but it was around like noon, 12:30ish, because I didn't want to like wake up and feel rushed because then the stress gets going and that, lessens cognitive performance. And so I was like, I'm just gonna eat. So I went, and I know you've said in the past that you are not the biggest fan of Chick-fil-A, but that's where I went. I'm like, all right. I was like, not a Dr.
That's
Pam approved breakfast,
subjective.
but
That's just my
yeah,
opinion.
true. But yeah, and I sat down and I studied the statistics and research sheet she gave me, and I'm like, all right, and she warned me. She's like, hey, you're gonna start feeling like your heart thumping. You're gonna like start getting pretty anxious, like getting close to the test time. And she was right, and I did. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to look at anything new. I know what I know. I don't know what I don't know. And I'm just going to kind of calmly review, not freak out over it. So did that, went in. I got approved for extended time, and good thing because I was like the second to last one in there. And so I didn't know, like, I thought like you get the break right in at halfway. And I thought the time was like frozen. And I'm like, okay. And I asked the lady, I was like, hey, can I walk around a little bit? There was like, I found like water kind of calming. So I'm like, hey, there's a water fountain in this building, like a fountain, right? And so decorative. So like, hey, can I go look at it? She's like, sure, as long as you don't leave. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I go look at it for a minute. And I thought I had a good time in my head, but I come back and it turns out maybe I was late. but I burned like 5, 6, 7 minutes off my time. So I'm like, oh crap, I'm already behind. I gotta get going. And yeah, it turns out I was like the second to last person done. Um, and so I leave, and then I come to the first lady who's like monitoring the whole room. And first I thought, all right, the score is gonna pass up appear on your screen because I thought I'd heard that somewhere. And so I looked, I didn't see it. So I went to the lady and the watcher, I guess. And she's like, cool, give this to the receptionist and, she'll give you your results. I'm like, okay. And then I swear, I'm walking down the long hallway, it felt like the longest walk. I get to the receptionist and like she prints out my paper and literally she has the most like stoic face. She's just like, here, and just no emotion whatsoever. I'm like, and so I didn't even look at my paper. I just walked out like dejected and getting in the elevator. And then the last person behind me comes out, was like all giddy and excited. She's like, I passed, I passed, I passed. Um, and she's like, what'd you get? Like, I'm pretty kind. I told her like the lady's face and the whole vibe I got from her. Like, I don't think I passed. She's like, you're not even gonna look at your paper? I'm like, I'll look at it when I get home. Because I was got in my head, like, just because of this lady's look. Like, I didn't pass. And she's like, give me the paper, I'll look. And she like forced me to look at it. And I looked all over, I couldn't find it, but in little bitty letters, right? I can't do it right. Right there, it said, some like, and we both like screamed and jumped up in the air. I'm like, no way. And then the girl's like, hey, I know I don't know you, but will you do Snapchat with me? I'm like, sure, yes, why not? So she got on our Snapchat. It's like, hey, everybody, this is my buddy Joseph. We just passed our test. And I'm like, I don't know who this is going out to, but you know, and it was cool. And it was like, and I doubt we're ever going to see each other again. Never seen each other before, but it was one of those cool moments where like you're just like happy, genuinely happy for each other. Like we don't know each other, but we're just going to share this exuberant moment with each other and just rejoice together. It was kind of awesome.
That's amazingly awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's very cool. You're a first time taker.
Yes, first time.
One and done. One and done.
One and done.
I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you. It was
We can
yeah,
teach you all day
all thanks to
long,
y'all.
but you still have to put in the effort. We can give you information, but if you don't put in the effort, it won't help. So I'm very impressed.
Yeah,
Very
my wife can attest to the effort. And I was like shoving off because I remember you're like, hey, shut down, your family for a while. I did pull you up on like our big TV like once or twice. I was like, hey, and I explained it. She's like, okay. And but mostly I'd like go into another room or so the kids wouldn't, come play with me, daddy, or something. I'm like, I can't. But yeah, it was stressful, like especially that last like month where I'm like, sorry kids, sorry family, gotta go. But it was cool. It was all worth it at the end to see that pass.
Thank you for trusting us. I really mean that. Thank you much for trusting us. We're the new people on the block. My staff is much nicer than I am. If you only encounter me in group, I'm going to be on you in group. I am. I'm big value, and it's my own upbringing of getting your money's worth. I'm a big. If you pay to be with me, if you spend thousands of dollars to be with me, I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. I am. Those were the facts, and that's probably my upbringing. I'll invest in it, but I'm going to get my money's worth. So me, and Jasmine is sweet as can be. I'm not Jasmine. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not an A. I'm not Evelyn. I'm gonna call you on your stuff all day, every day. But this is not a lifetime commitment. It's not. It's not. And I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't ever want to waste your money. That's really, really that's one of my own personal beliefs is I'm not. I don't want to waste your money. I've worked too hard to get here, and I was a single mom with 3 kids, and money matters. So that's one of my own values. That's one of the reasons why I'm such a not nice person sometimes. Just making your money's worth. Thank you for
It works.
trusting me, though. It
Mhm.
really, it's a huge deal when you trust us, because again, we're the new people. We're the new people. We don't look like the old guard, and it's a huge deal. Guys, who hasn't said something that is dying to say something? Come on. Asha,
Um, okay.
who? Go ahead, somebody. Go ahead. Samantha,
Hi, Dr. Pam.
how are you?
I'm good. Um, I don't know. I guess I'm the only LCSW on here.
You are today. You are. You are.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
But
you for
yeah,
showing up.
no problem. I really felt that it was important for me to just kind of come back to really tell you, how much you really helped me um, when it came to this test. Um, it took me 7 times to pass the associates, the LMSW. This was prior to me finding you and everything else like that. Um, but I found you towards the end of my LMSW journey, and
So
I
that
was
was a few
so
years ago then.
so actually I passed my LMSW last year around the
Oh, and
same
you're
time.
okay.
Yeah, so if you can imagine, I've worked that entire time. I graduated in 2017, so my journey has been that long.
Mhm.
But I found you towards the latter part of my LMSW journey, and I acquired so much information. I learned so much. I literally like started studying all over again. But by the time I had already passed the LMSW, I had already acquired all my supervision. I had already acquired all my
Ah.
hours. So, that's why it's only been a year
Mhm.
between me actually getting, approved to sit for the LCSW. So literally it was like March of last year, I passed the LMSW. And then March of this year, I passed the LCSW.
That's
So,
amazing. Look, for my NC people or LMFT people. So in many states, I don't have an LM. I went to school in South Florida. I didn't have to have an LM, but it's the same
mhm,
number of hours. Usually, you get your LM, and then your when you graduate, and then you have to get usually 3,000 hours. Is that your
mhm.
state?
Yes.
So most of the time, it takes about 2 years after your LM. But you had already begun accumulating hours, so you only had a year before you could sit for your LC. So.
So, okay, so my journey started in New York, where I needed the LM.
Mhm,
Then I later got married, had kids, ended up moving to Georgia, where I did not need my LM.
mhm.
And I didn't pass it the 2 times I took it in New York. I didn't pass it the 3 times I took it in Georgia. And I was like, just screw this test because I don't need it in Georgia. I'm just gonna try to go for my LCSW.
Mhm.
But then life happened, and my family decided that we were going to relocate back up north where I needed it. So I had to get back on the studying train, which I did. Then I found you, and you took me across the finish line on that seventh try for the LMSW. And I stuck with you for that whole year up until my LC because I had already had all the hours, all the supervision, everything I needed for Georgia. Um, and I took you. I just like I guess with everybody else. My kids know you. My husband knows you. Everybody knows you. It's because you lived in my house for that year. You lived in my house for
Yeah.
that year. But I felt so confident going in for the LC. I had no nerves. My anxiety level was gone. I had no anxiety. But I had lost like that whole anxiety thing. Like that went away on that very last time that I actually passed my LM. So I was just really super confident. I decided not to overstress myself. I went in I had you right here. It's a reading test. It's a reading test. It's a reading test. Stay in the question. You know, take your time. Make sure you understand the question before you even look at the answers. You know, and that is what I had. I took my time. I paced myself. I made sure I understood the question. Um, I had learned from my LM, you know, not to change answers or anything like that. There were two or three that I weren't like 100% sure about, so I did flag it. But I told myself that I wasn't going to change an answer unless, like, I had an epiphany or something.
Mhm.
And it said, you know, oh, wait, this should be it. Um, which I did it when I went back to review it. So I just left it as is. So I didn't know if it was wrong or not. But one of the other passers, she had mentioned something about like the human development section. And I kind of did the same thing too. And I really honed in on that because it was the biggest part of my exam as well.
On the
Um,
LM, it's 27%. On the LC, it's 24%.
right.
So,
So I,
and for those of you that are NCE people, it's just as vague on the LCSW. It sometimes it doesn't give a name. You get a scenario, and you got to figure out what the heck they're asking me.
so one of my questions actually had the theorist name in it.
Oh, one out of
And
170?
and I smiled. I smiled because I was like, is this a freebie? But it had the theorist name in there. And I was like, I've never taken the test before where it actually had the theorist name in it. So I took it as a freebie. But yeah, so I went in, took the test in March, and that was it. It took me 7 tries to pass the LM. It took me 1 try to pass the LCSW.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Wait, you're a better therapist now, right?
I would like to say so, being in the field for 9 years, just
Yeah,
without the
that's the
paper.
time. All I did was make you a better test taker. That's all I did was make you a better test taker. But you didn't suddenly you're a better clinician? No. You're just a better test taker. And for all of you, you guys know that. You're the smart kids. You just have never learned how to take a test. And we grow by word of mouth. And when you share with people, please share that we're good. We're good. We're really good. And I hope that you found that we really care. You're not just a person, you're not just a number. We really, really want you to pass this test. Sometimes I want it more than you want it. You make me go to therapy. Oh God, that's a whole issue. But
One thing
honestly, the
I
LC is so
really
hard. It's really
so
hard.
hard.
It is harder. It is, I think the only test harder than that was probably the EPPP, but that's the hard. And I use those LCS questions for my NCE people because it teaches you how to think because the LCSW has been that way for like ever. And the NC has
Mm,
only been that way for like the since COVID, last 5 or 6 years. But the LC, I
mm.
am so impressed. Did you want to scream? You took a test 7 times, and then you took the other one time. Did you like, oh my God, like, did you change my brain, Laura? Like I would
Now,
have been screaming and like,
what I learned from you was my learning style. And
uh,
I think that that was what was the turning point for me because I would read the book, um, the APGAR book. But that's because also I have ADHD. No. So reading just was not my thing. And I really learned from just because I did no note taking. All I did was listen to you all day long. I didn't write anything down. I didn't, you know, I was just auditory the whole time.
Same.
The whole time was auditory. Yep. I didn't do any note writing, no flashcards, no any of that stuff. I just I wasn't learning it that auditory, playing it over and over and over and over again. It stuck with me.
thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pam.
No, my pleasure. That's how I learned. That's how I learned. And I, yeah, yeah, that's how I learned. And I wasn't diagnosed with attention deficit until I was 50. But looking back, And I do a lot of work with women with ADD, ADHD because we weren't diagnosed. We weren't.
Well, I'm not officially diagnosed. I'm just diagnosing myself.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my brain works
You're a
like that.
therapist. You're a therapist. You know. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. That
Thank
really
you.
made my day. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Anybody else, guys, before we wrap up?
Hi,
I'll
this is
share.
Michelle.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So who wants to? So Tanel, you just passed like 15 minutes ago too. So hold on.
I
So
did,
somebody
so
who's
I'll
yeah,
give me
you
later.
still wet behind the ears. You can't even you just still wet. You passed like 12 minutes ago.
I'm just so happy for all
Charlotte.
of us, though.
Hey,
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Hi,
Hi.
this is oh,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Do I know you?
Yeah, you I was in when you first did your convention, or when we first did your it was something you just first did.
Okay, that was
The book.
we did like an online all day thing last year.
Right. I was in
Okay,
there, and
just
then I was
okay,
in some of your groups, and in some of your
okay,
groups, and you told me
okay.
that, are you taking note? You called me out, just like you said. You called me out, said you cannot take notes. You need to listen to me. Listen to me. One of the things I want to say that yes, my whole household know you. I'm cooking. I got your videos on. My son probably can pass the test now because he knows Dr. Pam, right? But what I really wanted to tell you and let you know is that you keened on the fact that the answer is in the question. If you just read the question, the answer is in the question. And I tested it time and time again. And that was so true. But I wanted to
Did
say,
I mention it was a reading test?
yeah, you mentioned it was a
Yeah,
reading test.
yeah,
You did do that.
yeah, yeah.
I took it 3 times. I got hit by a car in March of 25. So I took it in June and I took it again in October. I had a concussion. I had a broken collarbone. I had a fractured C7. So I just knew that, I mean, I probably wasn't healed well to take the test, but I wanted to take it anyway. Then on my job, like Miss Sharon said, I'm the only in the actual computer world in my company, and they told me in my review that um my learning agility was not up to par for the position that I was in. So I had all this stuff that they kept telling me, but I kept hearing you say, Charlotte, you're worth it. You can do it. You can do it. And I went on the 7th of this month and I passed. And just like everybody else, didn't want to look to see. I couldn't even see without my glasses. I had to put my glasses on to see. And yes, I hugged the little lady at the desk. I cried. We cried together, but she didn't know my story. But I wanted to tell you that even though people try to pull you down or tell you that you can't do it, you can do it. You can do it. Even though we might be the only little, as you say, raisin in the, what someone said, chocolate chip in the milk or whatever, but we can do it. We can do it. And I want to say thank you so much for just putting that in my brain, that even though I had to take it more than once and I had to listen to you and not write the notes, it was just awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for trusting me. Again, I know in group, I know I can be not so nice. I do, but it's purposeful. I need you to get out of the way you've always been studying. And for my smart people, you're the smart people. What you did in your entire life worked for you, but it won't work on this test. You've got to think about it differently. And it's I know it's hard. It's some cognitive dissonance, and I'm changing the way you think. You're like, who is this woman? And it's why is she talking to me on a Saturday night? I paid to be in her class, and she told me to put my pen down. I get that. I really do. I do. But I'm so glad you're here. You're in my winner circle. You're in my passer circle. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, people who stayed around. Y'all hadn't said nothing. Come on.
I'll go.
Go ahead. How are you?
Good. How are
Oh,
you?
Miss Sunshine, that smile on your face.
I just want to first start off by saying thank you so much. I took the test 3 times. Well, the first time I missed it by like 4 points. Second time I went back like the next week thinking I was going. I thought I was just
I
nervous.
opened that purple book again, didn't I?
Missed it by 3 points then. And then the next time I took it, I passed it. I scored a 112. I only needed a 96. But this time, the third time around, it was just like I just knew I was gonna pass. Like I never had faith that strong, ever. I mean, I just was praying the whole time. I was writing out affirmations. I was writing out scriptures. Like, I don't know. It was just like it was a
You know
different
me though.
experience.
Faith without works is dead. You can pray all day long, but if you ain't
Yes.
opened a book, if you ain't listened to no video, I can sprinkle some holy water all over you. But if you ain't done nothing, you are not going
Yes.
to pass the test. So
Yes.
yes, I always give God credit, but you still put in
Hmm.
the effort. We have
Yes.
to acknowledge that you put in the effort. It didn't just happen by accident.
Right. And then it's crazy because I took the test on the 18th and I ended up getting my actual license on the 20th. Then I started my new job that following Monday. So I'm official now. Like I'm a counselor. And this is my first
Can I
counseling
ask you, have you
position.
seen a pay increase in the week?
Yeah.
I'm about to release a new video. And it's I did some research on what the pay increase looks like. I'll show you my stats. Let me see. We have to wait till I release it. But it really just shows in 10 years after passing your license, how much money, how much income goes up. And you might have invested a thousand, you might have invested a few thousand in taking the test, but in 10 years you make like 120,000.
Yeah, it was like a
So it's just
$25,000 increase.
in a week just because of a stupid sheet of paper.
Stupid sheet of paper,
Is that
25,000.
not like the most amazing thing ever? A sheet of paper and you make $25,000. That what?
Yeah,
It's a
like
sheet of paper, but it's the skills that it takes to get the sheet of paper.
yes.
I'm girl, I take expensive gifts. My staff's got my address, just so you know, okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, just so
I'll
we're clear.
definitely. So I did take my master level social work, so I'll be coming back soon.
Okay. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'm very impressed. Very
Thank
impressed.
you.
Again, thank you for trusting my process. And we're big enough now that people really we get by word of mouth. We've had 10 years worth of videos. Were y'all with me? Did y'all see me cry when I was in Mexico City when our YouTube channel went down? Did y'all see me ugly cry? Oh, that was I can tell you that it was such like my body is I'm having this panic attack. First of all, I'm in Mexico City and I love traveling. But I'm not, do you know when you go through a crisis, at least going home makes you feel good? Like being in your own bed, like at least like I couldn't go home. I couldn't go home. And I'm in a city where people don't speak my language and I'm having a meltdown and my heart is racing and I'm sweating. And at the same time, I hear God telling me it'll be okay. Now, my body is not reacting to what my spirit is telling me because my body is sweating. And I'm watching it happen. And like, this cannot be happening to my business. It cannot be happening. It was the most surreal experience ever. Um, but thank you if you were with me and you were praying for us and thinking of us. Thank you. It was wow. Like, oh wow, God, wow. You really, because I just quit my job in January. I just quit my guaranteed income as a college professor. I could show up every day and not do crap, but I still got an income. And now I'm in a business where if I don't work, there ain't no income. And I'm like having this like whole body experience. Like, really, Lord, really? And I'm in a foreign country. You really, Lord? You just and I'm trying to like process like my prayers always don't let me laugh the mountain 40 times. Like the Israelites, if let me learn the first time. I don't need to. I don't let me learn the first time, Lord. Please just let me learn. Let me learn. 'Cause I don't want to learn. I can't do this no more. I'm no. But I just want to thank you. It was really, really difficult. And I think you've all been there when there's a part of your spirit that knows it'll be okay, but sometimes that doesn't line up with what your body's doing. Like Oh, and try to get the body to line up. And I only canceled like the Friday night. I think it was just the Friday night as my system is going down. And Monday we're in staff meetings, and it was like, what do we do now? Like what? And what do we do now? Like what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And had I been home, I've got many things backed up on my home computer, but I wasn't home. I wasn't home. I was like, so it didn't stop me from traveling. So it didn't. And what I really wanted to do was not blame Mexico because our Americans always have this like awful view of foreign countries. And I kept saying, I'm not going to go live because everybody will think it's because of Mexican people. That was really my fear because I really am very careful about, I don't want you ever to think that it's any country's fault. It's not. It happened because I was stupid. I made a mistake, but it wasn't. So that was a really rough time. So those of you that were with me and prayed for me and thought about us, I just really want to thank you for that because it was tough. It was tough. I'm not gonna lie, but we're here. We're here, and you're all pastors. You're all in my winter circle. Okay, guys, come on, give me some more. So you stay here this
Hi,
time. You want to say something? Come on.
this is Michelle. How you doing?
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Girl, let me tell you, when you went down at the wrong time because it was time for me to take my exam. When I tell you I lost my mind, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was searching and searching, kept searching. Well, maybe if I go to Facebook, I'm searching, I'm searching. I said, now what am I supposed to do? Because, I suffer from anxiety. Anyways,
Let's see. I think that Friday night, and again, the only reason I knew we went down is because clients told me,
yes.
I can't touch the staff email, right? They don't let me because I mess it up. So I'm getting like things from my staff going, what's going on? And I
Oh my
talked to Beth.
God.
Beth is my right hand, and I talked to Beth like, Beth, this is what's happened. This is Friday morning, and my concern was it was payday for my staff. And I'm thinking they're
Mm.
trying to hack my bank account. My staff has got to be paid. There are weeks that I won't be paid, but my staff will always, always, always be paid. So
Mhm.
I'm worried about my staff payroll. That's my biggest concern is my staff payroll, not my social media. It didn't even dawn on me about social media. I've got
Mhm.
basics. My staff will always be paid. And so in the morning, that the bank is good, right? I'm good. The bank is good.
Mhm.
Staff payroll goes out. We're good. We're good. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't get on YouTube. Your YouTube is blocked. They're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
So I kind of freaked out, but I had to tell myself, I kept praying to God, if I'm supposed to pass this exam, if you don't know it by now, you don't know it. I mean, because the last week wasn't going to make me or break me. I had to have known, the material, because I did everything you told me to do. And I was so anxious because I was a little intimidated too in the
Mhm,
beginning, because you
mhm,
was at it. You're not ready. Go back, do it again. And so that's when I came back in and I did the second 90 days before I took the exam. And I felt very comfortable. So now it's time to take the exam. And I went there with this confidence, like, guess what? I know this stuff or I don't know it. Like if I would have sat there and started ruminating, I knew I would have failed that exam. I think I finished that exam in half the time. I only got 10 extra points over, but in my mind, I was like, either I know this or I don't. So I didn't sit there with the questions and started going back and forth because then I would have really failed that exam. So I just went on for what I knew. And like again, like I hear some of my colleagues say, look, when the woman gave me that paper and I saw a pass, I had to look at that thing, I don't know how many times when it said pass. I started screaming and it was really quiet because it was at the university. And I'm in there screaming and I'm looking at the lady. I said, that means I passed. She said, you passed. I said, do other people scream like this? I screamed all the way to my car. I left the paper on the dashboard. And you know what? I was still nervous. Like, even though I passed it, like I didn't pass it. I couldn't feel the joy. My family felt the joy. Because I was like, but they're gonna find something wrong. I'm still not gonna get
So
my
take it back.
license. Yeah, they're gonna take it back. So I finally got my licensure number. And I got that today. So now I'm excited.
They ain't gonna take it back. Now, just don't mess up and lose it. Okay, don't be sleeping with your clients.
But I'm just saying, I mean, I thank God. I tell everybody about Dr. Pam. Like I got a girlfriend now, she's studying. I say, just go to the videos, and then eventually you have to do a one-on-one. I said, that's the only way that you're going to understand. Because I know where she at. I'm like, that's the only way you're going to understand how to take this exam. I said,
There
because
is
that's,
no easy way out. I think that's fair to say.
yeah,
There is
you
no
have to
easy way
study.
out. You've got to put the effort in, but it's worth
Yes.
it. It's really worth it. It's so worth it.
But I'll
And
tell you what it does make me feel. I do feel different. I feel important.
you got some letters after your name.
Don't let it at the end of my and I was one and done.
I am
So
so proud of you. I am
thank you.
so proud of you. I am so proud
Thank
of you.
you.
Okay, Tanil, you're probably my newest passer.
Yes, and I won't be long. I'm just super excited. I got
Thank you
kids
for
on
showing
over
up.
here right
Thank you for
now.
hanging in here. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so I'm super excited that I passed, and I thanked you so many times since I passed. Well, a couple of times.
So for people who are
Um,
watching the video, and this we're going to post it live, we always do. So let's say they watch it 5 years from now. What advice would you give them? How did you find me, first of all?
um, Google. I had took the exam October of 2025. I had the purple book, the orange book, and the blue dictionary. All of them. I bought the whole triple set. And really, I thought I invested time to study, which I did. But I took the test October and I failed by 8 points, I believe.
Okay.
And I told myself like it's okay, I could take it again. But that night when I went home and laid on it, I was like, I'm not doing that test. I started thinking about the questions, like some of the questions that I could remember. And I'm like, I did not know anything. It was like a foreign language for me. So, it was like I was reading another language. And I'm like, I don't know what the heck the question was asking me. I've been out of school, grad school for 17 years. I have not been like in a mental health still as far as working for past 10 years. I just was doing more like administration, social service type of stuff. So you didn't really have to use all those skills. You still use like counseling and adventure skills, but not like,
You
the
did.
the,
You
the
did. I was that you use Carl Rogers all the time. You use
yeah,
reflection and clarification. You just didn't label them, but you did. You still did.
yeah. So then I was like laying because I still felt defeated. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I just felt bad or it wasn't feeling good. And I was just online and then you popped up like 2 a.m. in the morning and I was like, I felt hope. And I think I stayed up watching one of your videos on like DSM or treatment. I know we were talking about like schizophrenia and you had did like one of your video, like a question, like after it was short, I think too. No, one of them was a group, but you was answering, you was doing a Q&A and I was like, wait, that question sounds familiar, or it felt like the style of the questions. And I'm like, what? So I stayed up for like 2 hours listening to you. And then the next morning, I'm like, okay, I went to the Better Business Bureau because I'm always like second guessing, is this fraud? Is this, I had to search your business, like just to make sure, like
Please
before
do.
yeah, I had to just make sure it was reputable. I'm like, where is she
Yep.
located at? What is
Yep.
this? Is this
Yep.
the going, I'm like one of the young old people, like, what is this? What are they doing now? How are they studying? It's not the books no more. So after that, I kept like pumping myself, like, I should do this. I should do this. I was telling my husband, and I'm like, well, maybe I should do this. And he just looks at me, he because I just talk all day long. And he just looking and I'm like, well, maybe I should, and maybe I shouldn't. And I went to your website. And anyway, long story short, and I just said, you know what? I contacted your team, asked them 1,000 questions, like what was recommended, because this time I wanted to be very specific, like what is it? What should I do? Should I do the groups? Should I do this? And I thought about me too, like in a group setting and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start with the one-on-ones and go from there and do in this study. But I will say, when we first started in January, our one-on-ones, I would say that changing the behavior, like how you was telling me to study, I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it. I had the purple book right there, but I wouldn't really go back. I'll maybe look at it like for something. But I'm like listening to your videos. I'm like, I don't study like that. I write notes. I write stuff. So, and let's just fast forward. So after all that, it took me about maybe after 6 sessions, half of our sessions, for me to really kind of be like, look, let me get serious. And I really didn't get serious to like maybe our, I don't know, eighth and seventh session or something like that to really do what you said. And it started registering. I'm like, oh wow, this is really working. I don't need all these notes. So it was just the learning style, like really changing it, because I didn't think I would. I think just like I think Samantha was saying, like just listening, like how much I learned. I think my anxiety built up the last 2 weeks. So what I did was I just started, like, I did level, like from where my in my bathroom, where my commode, like where you sit down, I just posted like some terms that I just kept forgetting, like so I could look at it. When I walk in my bedroom, it's just stuff there, and I just had like stuff just made. I had my mom cutting out like terms and putting it on the board, give her something to do, like decorate the board for me, and I will post it somewhere like in the house. Just took down some of the decorative stuff and posting words and terms just so everywhere I went I could just see things, because my anxiety was building up the last 2 weeks or so. So and then the last week, I think those last two sessions we had, for me, they was like not that good, because I was just like saying anything. He was like, "You're memorizing." I'm like, "Am I?" I was in a daze. It was like I was like, and I couldn't do nothing. I was so anxious. It was ridiculous. But I went in the night before the test. I prayed, went to bed early, and then I went in there and I was just like, you know what? It's me and you, Lord. I've listened to one of your assessment videos on the way, and and then I just took my time and I read the questions and I started like laughing. I said, I had a private room as well. Thank you for the accommodations. We needed that. And I was in the room. I'm like, they probably think I'm crazy, because I was in the room laughing
That's my
because,
goal. That is my goal. I want you
mhm,
remember something I said in the middle of the test that like is
mhm.
totally my goal.
Yeah, I was reading a question and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I know this. I'm like talking, and I just started laughing because some of the questions, like the first 8 questions, I was like, oh my goodness, I understand what they're saying, what they're asking. So it was just a few things that, like, when they talked about different dates and stuff, like more factual stuff that I probably like, especially with the school system and stuff like that. I just eliminated and did the best answer. Really wasn't too sure, but it was very familiar. Even if I didn't get every question right, it was very familiar, and I just appreciate you. I know I would not have passed that test, and then I'm hyped now for more learning. I don't know what my next step what it looks like, but it's like, okay, this is, I have to, you know, I have to
What
level
did you
up a little
score?
bit. 113.
And what did you
Yep.
need?
94. So
So 13, that's 6, so 20 points over.
I believe so. One, two,
Yeah,
three,
that's why I
something
didn't
like
teach you the
that.
dates. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't teach you the dates. I can't have it. You score 135. I just can't.
Yeah. But I
Okay.
remember that World War I and the 1950s, you
Yes.
throwing your bras on.
Yes.
I remember
Birth
that.
control was invented in
Yeah.
55. That's the feminist
Yeah.
movement. And remember that
Mm-hmm.
schools were integrated in 56. That's Brown versus Board of Education. But
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't have you know every detail. Girl, you be
I
score
know.
135, and I can't. You're gonna throw my average off. We
I
just you
know.
did good. You did good. That's it. That's
Mm-hmm.
all we need to
No,
know. Just
no.
enough to pass and pass well.
Yeah. So I
And
just been
I
so
don't. I'm not.
excited since then. So
I'm
I've
so
just
happy
been
for
very
you.
happy.
Thank you for trusting us. I do, but I really, and I'd love you guys getting a good score, but I don't want you to score. So figure 160 is like perfect score. You'll never get 160. If we get like a really perfect score, it might be 148. I don't want you to score 130. There's a reason. I just don't. Because you throw off the norm for everybody, right? Norm is the average, and I need y'all to just know enough. Because y'all the smart kids. Y'all the smart kids. Yes. So I just need you to stay about that level. Thank you for trusting me. Owning this business has been a scary ride. I'm not going to lie, very scary ride. Uh, when I first released videos, my girlfriends, the goal of the business was uh, to, there was no reason why you shouldn't get a sheet of paper. There was no reason. I worked for a very large tutoring company, and they charged you an arm and a leg. They paid me. I work for academic coaching. I work for varsity tutors. So I work for varsity. in all the many part-time jobs we have. I worked for Varsity. I taught Chinese language. I worked for a tutoring company. I taught in Beijing. So I've done a lot of tutoring online, but I work for academic coaching. I mean, I worked for Varsity Tutors. And I think it was like they sold you a package for $1,000 and I made like 20, I think I made $15 an hour. And they guaranteed my services. And I'm like, if they're going to guarantee my services, I should guarantee my services. So I'm like, okay, let's just, this is obviously something I'm good at. And I do love, I've taught, I'm a kids pastor. Teaching is my passion. It really is. So I just trusted God. I'm like, this is where we're supposed to be. And so what I wanted was to be, when you thought of tutoring, I wanted my name to be first. That may sound vain, but that's what I wanted. I wanted my name when tutoring came up, that my name was first. And that happened. That really happened. So it's been 10 years of working a full-time college job. My husband died 10 years ago. So I got my doctorate I started at 50, I got it at 54. I was still raising 2 kids by myself. It's been a long, long journey, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. When I tell you about listening all the time, my son got married in Germany, gosh, 7 years ago. And I'm in my doctoral program. I'm on a train and we're going to see the Swiss Alps. And I'm writing because we're on the train. We're on the train. I'm listening and I'm writing. I'm writing. I'm writing. I'm taking advantage of every free moment I have to learn what I need to learn. And I'm ADD as crap. I can't focus. I can't do that for more than an hour. You guys know, don't write me a long email. I got the first line, the last line. That's all I got. That's all I got. And they won't let me check the email because I skim it and I miss it. They won't let me check the email. But again, when I was a professor, I told my students, do not, I don't care how many times your dad died. I don't care. It's not, I just can't. I can't. That is not my learning style. I know now it's called neurodivergent learning. I understand that, but before it wasn't, and I wasn't labeled again until I was 50. I do know that I've always been this way. I talk about how I used to clean my house. Like I'd start in the room and I'd find something. I go downstairs and then I start washing dishes and then I forgot why I was upstairs in the room. I lose the lid to everything. I'm just attention deficit. I really am. But we're also very, very smart. People who are ADD and ADHD, we're auditory processors. We learn by listening. And that's what I've just tapped into, is really doing the research for my own self and then to share with people is how my brain works. And my brain works by learning in short spurts, no more than an hour, hour and a half. When you're in grad school, you spent 5 or 6 hours studying at night. You didn't learn crap. You didn't learn anything. You memorized it for a little bit, but you didn't learn anything. So short spurts, no more than an hour, hour and a half at a time, and repetition over and over and over. That's neuroscience. That's really based in research. And that was my own stuff that I struggled with, that I learned how I learned and then shared it with others. I also know that I couldn't see when I started the kindergarten, first grade. I could read when I started first grade. My mother was helped me read, and I could really read. So I was one of those little smart kids, even in first grade. But I also know that I couldn't see when I started first grade, where they do the eye exam. I had Coke bottom glasses at 5. So that means up until 5, I really couldn't see. I was afraid of the dark. And I didn't know why, because everything was so creepy. I still can't color the lines because I couldn't see the lines. I just couldn't. So what I knew is I learned by listening. That's how I learned. And I'm not the only one. And that's where my research started, of really how to teach people to learn, not by the traditional way. It's called andragogy. It's how adults learn. I do a lot of research on how adults learn. And thank you, thank you, thank you. It seems to be working. It seems to be working. And I'm open for feedback. If there's something I didn't teach you, it's a matter of knowing content. And you already know the content. You already have a master's. You got an A in the careers class. You might not have learned crap, but there's something back there that you know super. You know Holland. You've learned it already. I didn't expose you to anything that you haven't learned. If you went to a K-crap school, you learned it. It's on your syllabus. All I did was really try to fire up those neurotransmitters constantly And I say that my voice goes away, but I really hope it doesn't. And for most of my clients, it doesn't. For most of my clients, you have learned more with the time you spent with me than you did in college. Anybody want to agree with that? I know it's a bold statement to say, but I hear it all the time that I really learned with you. And that's what I want is for you to learn. If I tell you that in the beginning, you'll freak out. So I say to you, I want you to just pass the test, but you learned. You learned. You know Gestalt now, and not the Gestalt that you learned in college, but you know if you practice Gestalt, you know solution focus. You know that. And even when you after you pass the test, you still know it, don't you? You do. You really do. You do. You do. Guys, I'm gonna go. You want to ask me anything?
I don't
Yes,
want to
thank
ask
you,
you.
thank you, thank you.
I want to make a statement because I actually turned around right around the next day and I'm applying for my LCPC.
I want to say something. Monday, I'm taking what's equivalent to my EPP, my E.
Girl, you ready for that? Do you need some study material?
I'm ready. It's on Monday.
It is so hard. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That talks about like your hindbrain and knowing like the sound in your ears and yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Evelyn, I don't have a tutor for that. So just saying, you might be
Oh,
stepping
just
up
say.
a spec. So
Well, just say.
I love you, Evelyn. I just there's something you didn't tutor with us, but the minute that we met online, there's such a connection. There's such a connection. I'm gonna stop recording.
I'm nervous, and I hear all of you, and I got nervous. Sharon, oh, I admire you. You made me feel wow. Thank you for what you said, because I needed that.
Thank you so much. You are so welcome. It really has been an honor. So thank you.
And I want you to, I don't know if I told you, Dr. Pam, I am studying my doctorate degree. I'm in college also. I'll be going back on August because I need 8 classes and then my internship and then present my thesis, thesis. I
Yeah,
don't know how.
dissertation in English,
Yes,
in
dissertation.
American English, dissertation. So in Spanish,
Tesis.
oh Lord,
Disertación de la
Dissert.
tesis.
Oh Lord. Okay,
Disertación.
hold on. I'm learning. Dissertation, dissertation,
Di,
sion.
di, ser,
Ser.
ser with R, ser,
Okay. Oh, I can't roll the R's, but dissertation.
ta,
Dissertation.
ta, ta,
Dissertation.
ta, sion. Yes.
Dissertation.
Disertación.
Dissertation.
It's almost like as in
Dissertation.
English. Yes.
Dissertation.
Dissertation.
I'm taking girl. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I am not going to lie to you. This is the hardest thing this is the hardest thing I've ever done. So, and it's the syllables, it's the different syllables. So I say to my teacher, that's you. Give me the syllables. Go dissertation.
Dissertación. Yeah, and you're doing
Dissertation.
yes.
Whew. Anybody want to learn Spanish? I'm just telling you, it's the hard. I swear to you, it is the hardest thing.
It is hard. It is hard.
I'm going to do it either way. I'm going to do it.
You have to have that effort, extra effort. I'm going to do it.
I just want
to do
it. I want it. I want it. I want to live. I want to live outside the U.S. and
Yeah.
I can live in areas where people speak English. I can, but that's not what I want. If I want to learn culture, if I want to be part of the native environment, the indigenous environment, I need to speak the language. I need to understand the context of that. And that's what I want. So yes, I take Spanish classes twice a week. I am learning from someone that I met in Mexico City and I cry every time. And she says, muy bien. And I'm like, really? Are you sure? So as you studied for your test, I'm in the same place as I'm trying to learn a foreign language, and I'm not going to give up. I'm just not, and I may sound silly, and yes, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do this. I really am.
Yes, yes. Never give up.
Thank you guys. Thank you. And I'm so impressed. I obviously I'm really I don't have someone that treats that to tutor the EPPP. I do tutor it only when I have time because it takes a lot of effort on my time to put it in. But I'm gonna keep you in mind, okay? And you guys ask me. I'm not recording now. I'm not recording. Just chatting.
So what
This
are we
is where
supposed to do now? I listen to you
you
all the
make
time.
tons of money.
No, I know, but it's like I'm 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up listening at you. I mean, 5 o'clock in the morning now. It's like, what should I do? Should I
That's
turn
right.
it? Should I turn
That's
TV
what
on?
you
Charlotte, what do you want to do when
Same,
you grow up?
same.
Actually, believe it or not, I do have my doctorate already in health administration.
Girl,
And
you better put that doctor in front of your name. That costs like mine costs $100,000. That's why it says Dr. Pam because I earned it. Okay, so
right,
you better
right.
put that doctor there.
But this is what I wanted to do as my retirement career. I want to give back to the community. That's what I want to do.
Okay,
I know,
so
but I need to make that.
here's and maybe I need to come with it after class. I don't have time for that, but when you tour with me individually, here's what I always talk about. You need to have a 5-year plan. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Psychology Today is a very good uh, place to look. If you post in Psychology Today, go to your put in your zip code and find out what makes you different. If you live in an area where there's 17,000 Black African American therapists, you're not going to stand out. You want to put in something that makes you stand out. Okay, so many of us start off with taking Medicaid or state dollars. What I did is we started. My first one. My goal was to go into private practice. That was always my goal. I wanted to make lots of money, and we started a group practice. And what we do is one of us would get on with like Blue Cross Blue Shield. One of us would get on with the major medical, the insurance providers, and then they would bring all 5 of us on. So those are getting on panels. That's where the money is made. So when you get on the panels, then you bring your coworkers on. Most people start off with taking state dollars, Medicaid, Medicare, but that's where you start, but you don't want to stay there. You want to make sure you stand out and then make sure you can be a provider for those big people. EAP dollars are really good to be an EAP provider. Those are brief 6 to 8 sessions. But again, the agency pays you the rate. So the goal is to figure out what you want to do when you grow up. If you want to own your own practice, if you see that, and a lot of my clients do, they really, they start off working with somebody else, and then they hang out their own shingle, and you buy a building or rent a building with 5 other spaces, and you rent it out to other therapists. You want to set yourself up to be a supervisor. So you can use those other LPC people that are coming in as interns. You can use those as clients. That's how probably you got here because someone was able to sign off on your time. So now you want to be the supervisor. So you can bring other people in that work for you for minimal, like you did, and do the same sort of thing. So the goal is know where you want to be in 5 years. The Bible says, have a plan and make it plain. So on your board, you need to have a 5-year plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What is your goal? And every day you wake up, how do I get closer to my plan? What do I want to do? Most of my clients want to be in private practice because that's where the money is. If that's not your goal, that's fine. That's really okay. But know what you want out of life. So private practice is usually the end goal for my LCs, my LPCs. I want to make money. I want to make a crap ton of money. It's okay to make a crap ton of money. You know that, right? It's really okay. Women, we aren't taught in the beginning it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be wealthy. It's okay. So we figure out what we want to do. What I've done in my business is I've really kind of tried to find a business model that I like and emulated my business after that. Mathnasium is the business model that we have liked. Mathnasium only teaches math. They only teach math. They teach all levels of math, but that's all they teach. Have anybody seen your kid to Mathnasium?
My daughter goes to mathnasium. She loves it.
Ding, 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 ding. So what happened is it started off as a one owner, and then he sold franchises. So now you can buy a Mathnasium franchise, hire your own staff. That's our goal of my business, that we're going to have this in a brick and mortar, and my coaches can buy their own location. They can rent a location, and then you can go to a brick and mortar or teach online. You're going to use the same material that we have. We're going to share our material, but it's your business. So the same as McDonald's. You should get the same thing of Dr. Pam, no matter where you go. So that's our goal. And that's my business model, is based after Mathnasium. They're specialists in math. That's all they do. And I don't have anybody else to follow, because we're the only company that does this. But if you want to go into private practice, find a company that you like. Don't recreate the wheel. If it's there already, find one that you like and do what they did. And most often, business owners like me, I will share with you everything. I'll share my mistakes. I'll share what I did wrong. I will share with you. Most business owners have learned about it. We're clinicians. We're clinicians. We didn't go to business school. We have learned by trial and error. That's really what I've learned. I have learned that I'm really good. And if you guys have met me, oh, he's so cute. Look at that. Oh, he looks like you, Daddy. Look at that. He looks just like Daddy. Oh, hi.
Theo, can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Hey. He wants to go outside. Hold the other one, just say.
He looks just like you, except for the
Thank
hair. He
you.
looks just like you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, everyone was like, there's no denying him. That's your kid.
Yeah, that's yours. That's
Like, that kid ain't mine. It's like, no, that's your kid.
But for most, I was like, most of you have gone from being a clinician, and even if you work for me, we teach you how to sell, and that's a foreign concept for therapists, because we weren't taught to sell. We were taught to be here for people and be good people. But now you have to wear a business hat. You have to learn how to bill. And for when I was in private practice, we hired a billing person, because none of us knew how to bill. That's not my expertise. You guys know I have Avi. He's my CFO. I don't know how to bill you. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. But the goal is, start your plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? If you have a name, go ahead and buy your website, save your name. Branding, logo is important. The academic coaching for world changers. This is the second business I've owned. And the first business had my name in it. And when we started this one, sounds so silly because I'm old. If you had the yellow pages back then, A was first. I know it sounds silly now, but back in the day, when you had the yellow and the white pages, the yellow pages were the business page. A would have been first. So academic coaching for world changers meant we came up first. When you Google, A comes up first. So that was part of the rationale of the name. And our first logo was something we found on Google. And then later on, we brought our own, and then we had it just licensed just for us. So little simple things like that are things that you need to learn. And again, I want clinicians and social workers to have a business mindset. I don't want you to just keep doing your great ideas and giving it to somebody else, because that's what we do. That's what we do. We give it to an agency, and we don't make any money off of it. So most of my clients are women. We weren't taught to negotiate salaries. When I started my first job and they offered me $22,000, I was making more of that as a bartender, and I said thank you. It was a long time ago. But again, you negotiate. Men have always known how to negotiate salaries. We have never been taught that. Negotiate your salary. Know your worth. But have a 5-year plan. Have a 5-year plan. That's what I always recommend. Where do you want to be, and how will you know when you got there? And write it down. And that really may be take a plan to take the time to figure out where you want to be in 5 years. That's where we start. And after that, do what you are supposed to do. Don't ever go in a business to make money. Go into business to do what you're supposed to do, and the money will come. That's scriptural based.
I know,
Questions?
Dr. Pam. I already set up a meeting with the owner. I work for a private practice. So
Okay.
I already set up a meeting with her, like to talk about salary increase. So yeah.
If she says no, I wouldn't necessarily leave.
Oh no, she
I
didn't.
would gain knowledge from her
Uh-huh.
to how to do it on my own.
No, she didn't. She's okay with it.
Yeah.
We already set the time and the date.
Yeah. But I want knowledge is just as important as money.
Yeah.
If I can learn from you, if I can learn from you and do what you do and better, I'm good. I'm really, really good. Knowledge is important. And for most of us, and again, my y'all that are 12, y'all learn differently, but I'm old. I'm old. And I was never taught to negotiate salary. I didn't learn that until I was old. I didn't learn that. But my 12-year-olds, yeah, y'all know that, right? Okay. I know you're not 12. I understand that. I understand that. And that's probably such a what's that? A microaggression. I'm invalidating your age. I understand that. But if you're 12, no. But if you're young, you didn't learn the way that I learned, and I get that. My daughters have learned to negotiate salary. I didn't learn that. So things like that. But know your purpose. Do what you want to do. You'll always make money if you walk out what I believe is your gifting. The Bible says the world will make room for your giftings. Don't start a business to make money. Start a business to make a difference, and the money will come. Any other questions? I'm not recording. This is just talk. This never happened. I'll swear up and down. I never said this because I'm not recording. Forget veracity because I'm not recording. You can't prove it. What should I do differently in the future, guys? Give me some hints and tips. So if you listen to me on YouTube, you met individual sessions, what do I need to do differently?
Absolutely nothing.
Rosa?
I think that sometimes on your videos, I had to, someone said it earlier, there's too much information. And even if you listen, because I listened to your everything over and over and over and over again. So I did listen to it multiple times. And even then, the shorter videos are much easier to digest. And then later on towards, well, before I took the test, you started doing these little YouTube pod things where it was just talking. And that was really helpful because there was no other distractions, which as you even said, that was your goal. So I could just listen to the information and do that over and over again without a lot of distraction going on. But yeah, sometimes it's less is more, for me anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. Our podcasts are just not free.
Right.
They were free when my YouTube channel went down, but to listen just to my voice or any of my other coaches' voices, we offer that. It's just not free.
See, now I see that I don't know then what is and isn't because I was subscribing the whole time. I was like, oh, I'm supporting her all this time. Yay, she's gonna miss me. But so
I don't know. Sorry.
No, I know you don't. I'm just joking. No, of course you don't. But it helped a lot because your earliest videos of like Piaget and that they were just you talking and you would had some graphics on the screen and that was beautiful.
Okay.
That I those were like the ones I always went back to.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. When it comes to, again, I've never taken this test and I'm not going to go back to school to pick up extra tests. I'm not, I'm extra classes. So when I talk about like Kohlberg, I usually teach it in the 3 levels. I don't usually teach everything you should learn. Like there's 6 stages and 3 levels. Do I need to teach the stages?
I didn't see anything like my test.
I don't remember.
I think it was actually the one question I giggled about. It was just asking me about the woman who was like either against or didn't all the way agree with covert, and I laughed because I was like, I would have never got that right, but we know it was Gilligan,
Carol
right? So
Gilligan, Carol Gilligan, Carol
yeah,
Gilligan. Absolutely,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't think, and I was waiting for it because kept I didn't know I knew the stages, but not, like to tell you what was going on in each like level. I think I wasn't too clear. I knew the stage and what was supposed to be going on.
Did we prepare you enough for the vagueness?
Oh
I
yeah.
had someone say to me, Freud wasn't on my test. I didn't see any Freudian names. I didn't see Freud one time. Were you prepared for how vague it was?
I knew because of you so any words, so you taught us to read the question and how the answer was in the question and to learn the language, the vocabulary of each therapist. So I knew what Freud said when something was in the question that was a Freud verbiage. I was like, oh, okay, so this is Freud because he's the one who did this. And so then I would read the answers, and if it was at all slightly Freud related, I knew that was the one to pick.
Again, not recorded, not recorded. This is
It's all
this is
about the
all for this is
vocabulary.
all about me and
Yeah,
making
yeah.
our team better. It's all about me.
This
I
was
want
about,
to
yeah,
know
the
just
vocabulary.
what do I need to do differently next time? That's what. And again, I'm going to purposely not teach you everything. That's a plan because guys, you guys are so damn smart. If I teach you everything, you will. Oh, everybody in the world will hate you. Do you know that? When you see on Facebook that people who say I studied the Rosenthal book or the Purple book for I read it 3 times and I passed, those are people that are good test takers.
Who reads the Rosenthal book at all and understands it?
I I don't know. I don't know. I'm not again. I'm not. My goal is not to talk about other.
No, I'm just saying because
You
that
guys
book
know
is
he's
so
like
dense.
87 years old, and he hasn't. The only reason he released the Orange Book is because I challenged him. The only reason he released the Orange Book, those questions are not valid. He hasn't released a new book. He added the orange version to the book, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I had a total meltdown about 3 months ago. Like I'm busting my butt to work, and all he had to do was show up as a white guy. How did he get to be the expert?
Well, why didn't
All he
it
did
was
was
the
show
first
up.
new? He's not. It's like the information is. It's hard to digest. It's impossible. I didn't like it. I
He's
would not
still,
endorse
most
it.
colleges still recommend him though. When you go to college, they say, and many colleges require you buy the purple book.
Yeah, but colleges also have bad teachers. So what do you do?
I think for me, what it was because of my medical background, I kind of understood a lot of the things that he was saying. And I could relate because I was kind of in that mindset. And maybe if that was why it was okay with me with the book. That's just my thought.
But colleges all the time still recommend him. Still
Yeah,
recommend him.
I
And
got the book because that's what my college recommended. Yes.
absolutely. I my own stuff. It's my own stuff that I'm like, all he did was show up and be a white man. I feel like I have to prove myself all the time, all day, every day. And how did he get to be the expert? Because he
And
was
you
the only
know
book
that
out
when you
there.
have
He was the only book out there. That's the only, he didn't have to prove himself. He didn't have to go to a college and prove that this was right. All he
but
had to do was
most
show up.
why don't more women push back?
Well, because I guess let me stop.
I'm not recording. I'm not recording. It's just free
No, I mean it's
conversation.
just like why do people say that you have a learning agility problem or you're not learning fast enough when they really don't want you in the position? So it's the games people play. Who is that? Come on, come on. We learn games people play,
Yes,
TA,
we did.
right?
No,
So
because you know what? I decided as soon as I passed, I was not going to remember anything.
oh,
I,
okay.
Oh,
I
don't
was
you
going to
dare.
force
Bernays is
my.
so good. He talks about how people fuck with your head. That's
That's right.
exactly
That's
what he talks about.
exactly.
Don't you dare forget him. I didn't teach you
That's
that in
exactly
recording,
what
but
they
that's
do.
what he teaches. People fuck with your head.
That's
Those are
exactly.
his, he didn't say that. The games
Wait,
people play or when people play games with you, and most
They
of us have been
gaslight
in a
you.
situation where someone tells us stuff and they play games with us, and women, we can try to be bold as bad as we want to be, but the truth is we're heart people. Most of us are still heart people, and men still mess with our head, whether it's in personal life, whether it's in business. It still happens.
Well,
It still
that's why
happens.
menopause, it made me the happiest woman alive, because I lost my libido, and men no longer like can play those games with me because I don't
I'm
care.
past menopause and my libido ain't changed. So just so you know.
See, I have
You
hot
just can't stay for
flashes, so that,
breakfast.
but
Yeah,
it's
no.
not all good. But yeah, they no longer have the power. I just walk away and go, yeah, bye. And
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
enjoy
what?
sex too much to get rid of men. You just can't stay for breakfast. I don't,
I've
no, never
always
mind.
done more for me than they ever have anyway. So
Ah,
I do want to say that after being using the learning agility terminology on the job, and when it was placed in my review, my thing to him was, you know what, you do what you think you need to do. If you think I'm not learning fast enough for this position that I'm in, then you do what you think that you need to do. So I put his back up against the wall to say, oh, so you're not, are you saying that do what you got to do? But when I
can I ask
passed
you how
that
old you are?
test, when I passed that test on the 7th, it was like the meeting that I had that Thursday, it didn't even matter. You can't tell me anything now, because guess what? I got something else, another letter behind my name, along with the other masters that I have, along with my doctorate. So,
Can I ask you how old you are?
how old am I?
Yeah, because learning agility sounds discriminate.
It's
It sounds ageist.
yes, I'm 60. I'll be 64 next month. So yes,
That
and
it
I
sounds
do have a
ageist.
lawsuit
That
going.
exactly, it sounds ageist. That you are, because you're old, you can't learn as fast as the others, and that's ageist. That's what I felt. So I didn't. You don't look
there's
60, 64, but that's my first thought. Is that was a nice way of saying you're too old to learn, and
Yes.
well, when
that's,
you're a
yeah,
woman and
not
you're
okay.
older, then you society and it's has nothing to do with you. They don't
Yeah,
know. They're like you're
absolutely.
used. They're like, but there's yeah.
Yeah, that's such ageism. That is exactly the terminology for ageism. That is it.
Yes.
And you're right. So when men get finer, right, and we just get old.
Hmm.
I'm not letting that happen, by the way.
They get
I'm
more
getting
immature.
older.
Well, look.
Yeah,
So
I'm not letting that
I'm
happen.
gonna be 63. You said you were gonna be
I'll be
6.
61 in October.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm 61 in October.
63 in August. So
I'm
we're
67.
okay. So we're
We are at our
beautiful.
prime. Just saying, we all at our prime.
But look at us, is my point. We're beautiful.
Yeah.
Like we're
I
We're
not
at our prime.
like
We're at our prime.
we look so age is fuck that.
Yeah,
And then plus,
absolutely.
I have, like I said, I have my doctorate. I'm the only person on the team that have my doctorate
Yeah.
of color, woman of color.
Uh-huh. That's
So
right.
what else are they gonna tell me? Learning agility.
Well,
Wow.
you
There's
just tell
there's
them
no
they're
research to
stupid.
back that up. There's
No.
no research to back that up.
That's
None
true.
at all.
And
None
I
at
had
all.
to put on my
There's
review.
no research.
I've had a concussion. I've been in the hospital. And then I've been only in this position for a year. Haven't I not done the things that you've asked me to do?
But do you know you could ask for ADA accommodations because of your TBI?
Mhm.
It's
That you could always ask for a. We had a woman when I worked for the college who had issues with smell, and she was allergic to other people's perfume, and she got her own office. So a TBI would have qualified her as an ADA accommodation, and that's, yeah, that's something you should apply for. But that's I'm going to say it. Yes, we could talk about racism, but I think it's more ageism. I do.
it's
I really do. I
ageism.
think it's,
Of
you're
course.
Probably
old.
a
Yeah.
combination with a
It
both.
could be. It could be. And feminist therapy would say either way. Either
Mhm.
way, they just don't want you. They just don't want you because you're older and you are a
You
black
don't
woman.
have a penis.
Yep, you're right. And
I
that's
I
how
don't
it
want
is.
one
At
either,
least I
but
don't think you do, and that's like assuming
again,
on
if
my
she
part.
does, we're not going to discuss
That's all
that
right,
because
and it's all
that's
right.
her
I'm
right to
fine with
have
that
one,
too. However you
and we're
present,
going
it's okay by me.
to.
I'm like Dr.
Guys, I've
Pam
got to
on that
go.
other
Okay.
issue. Okay, I love men. Okay, I love men. Just
I've been
but
in for about 2 or 3 hours,
it's
but not on a permanent basis. So anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for training me. You
Which is
just
great.
feed into me for my future, for the people that are coming after you. That's what
Rosalind,
makes us better coaches.
Rosalind,
Thank you.
Raleigh,
Go
Rosalind
ahead.
to rock.
thank
Rosalind
you.
to
thank you,
rock.
Dr. Pam.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Pam.
Bye.